Okay, so we out here swilling that 5D energy yet again. We're letting go of the old, we're letting go of our pains, we're letting go of that false sense of division, we're letting go of duality, we're letting go of our personalities, our egos, our human experiences, and we are surrendering to the divine plan. We are surrendering to our collective selves, to our oversouls, our soul family. We are surrendering to the divine plan that we have been working on for many past lives. Shout out to all the ascended masters out there who have lived through a tremendous amount of pain and suffering through countless past lives, incarnate on this planet in different times, cultivating their skill, attaining their connection to source, all for the sole purpose, for the upcoming harvest, for the upcoming event, and for the upcoming transition into the new world. Shout out to the ascended masters, remembering their connection, remembering their role within the giant, far-reaching, far-fetched, divine plan, far beyond anything the mind can conceive. So we out here remembering the simple practice of the Ascension process, which is surrender. It is too easy for the mind to control and dictate the Ascension process into the 5D. The ego will tell you that you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to have the perfect diet, you need to meditate 12 hours every single day, you need to be saving the world, you need to be doing charitable acts every 10 seconds to ensure you get to the 5D energy. When really all you need to do is surrender. The ego will have you believing that the process is very complicated. It really is not. Surrendering to the authentic self is the key. The surrendering process is tremendously uncomfortable for the 3D ego, for the 3D personality that is out there acting on its past, that is out there acting on its pain, that is out there trying to move forward from its pain, from itself, from the present. We out here in that 5D present, we out here grounded, we out here remembering, we out here shining our light out to the world, attracting our soul family back to us, which we have done in many lifetimes before. Shout out to the ascended masters incarnate on this earth right now, preparing and remembering and surrendering to the divine plan, to the harvest, to the upcoming event, and to the new world. I cannot wait. Yes. However, I want to talk about some symptoms of this transition. It is not all fun and games. It is not all laughter. It is not all joking. It is not all playful. It is not all joyful. Transitioning to the 5D energy. No, it is not. I used to think that it was all about changing the world. It was all about projecting my pain to the outside world. That was my limited awareness, making me believe that the answers were outside of myself. I had to change the world to get to the 5D. I had to control the experience. That was a lie. That was an illusion. And I got humbled. And I got humbled with two main symptoms, one of which is intense anxiety and terror, and the other is dissociation or depersonalisation, essentially losing recognition of your identity. And this loss of personality, this depersonalisation, this disassociation, therefore, with the self, with the holistic self. For too long in the 3D, I was focusing on the pleasure and denying the darkness and denying the pain. I was too keen to to focus on my good parts, to focus on the positive sides of the Ascension. And therefore I denied half of myself. I denied my shadow, which is as part of me as my light. And I denied the pain and suffering that is as much of the Ascension as the joy and love. It is about unity. It's not just about connecting to your soul families and to the divine plan. You have to connect with yourself, and the darkness is part of that. And I was not using my pain sufficiently. I was not using my pain wisely. I was projecting my pain out into the world, trying to achieve acts that would change the world, trying to achieve the perfect diet, trying to achieve the perfect spiritual practices, trying to do anything other than feel and integrate holistically my experiences and my pain and myself. That 5D energy does not discriminate, it does not differentiate. If you are not integrating your darkness and your pain, it will do it for you. You can do as much charitable things as you want, but surrender is the key. Surrender to self, surrender to truth is the only real ticket to the 5D energy. Now, dissociation for me was intense. It was abrupt. I was not expecting it. Throughout many years, I was going through a gradual ascension process, ticking along, thinking I was in control, thinking I was running the show, thinking I had it all figured out. I had it all figured out in my mind. I knew exactly what I was doing, I knew exactly who I was, and I was happy and I was content. But I was not taking responsibility, and I was not taking ownership, and I was not putting in the work. So the universe, it woke me up for me. With that came intense anxiety and dissociation. And that dissociation came from, the realizations that I am much more than just the light. The pain that comes from... See, the 5D put me in a different space. I was in that 3D dualistic nature, and I was lost in my ego. I was lost in the control status. I was not surrendering. Now the 5D gave me that space. It gave me that observation. It put me in a space where I was no longer lost in the person. I was no longer lost in the pain, and I was observant of the pain. Some of you might be going through this, but it's tremendously scary. It's tremendously disconcerting, uncomfortable, and worrying. I never for 1 second thought I'd be here right now. I never thought I was going to live past that experience. I thought I was dying. I thought I was going insane. I literally lost my mind, but I had to lose my mind in order to gain my authentic self. You see, the mind, the ego, the personality, the pain, the memories, the experiences, they are all trying to convince you. They are trying to convince you that this physical, this sense, those thoughts, those emotions are real. They're not real. For sure, in the 3D world, they're very real. But once you get forced in a position where you have to integrate your pain and integrate those experiences, you start to transcend them. You start to be able to observe them from a different height, and a different height gives you a trippy perspective on self and life. See, I would deny myself that experience. I went for a baptism of fire and rose like a phoenix, and here I am today, feeling better than ever, feeling holistic, feeling complete, feeling unified, feeling connected with myself. See, I don't need to do anything anymore. I don't need to change the world. I don't need to obtain anything. I don't need to obtain anyone, anything. So once you see what drives those urges, is the lesser parts of yourself, the lower drives. Once you can integrate that, it is some powerful stuff. All my life I was giving away my power. I was saying, I need to meditate more, I need to eat better, I need to meet more people, I need to be more successful, I need to change the world more. I did not know that I was giving my power away at all. It's only when you need nothing that you feel in a presence of true power, power of not needing anything, the power of presence, power of presence for sure, feeling content now, not needing to go understand and going forward, going back, being accepted or being rejected, winning or losing, good or bad. They don't mean anything. They're just constructs of the 3D mind trying to convince you what is real, trying to distort, control the process. See, I thought the dissociation and depersonalisation was me losing my mind. I thought I don't know what was going on. I thought the ascension was just rainbows and laughter and joy and beauty and just. But hey, for some people it will be gradual for sure. For some people it will be gradual, and they'll be more inclined to integrate these things. But for me it was different. I was being resistant to my pain, and the universe, my wake up clock was set, and I was delaying it, and the universe had no time to delay. So I got, as you could say, maybe an emergency wake up call. So it was rather intense, rather severe. And I just want to let you know that if you're going through these experiences, then it's totally normal, it's totally cool. And actually, to be brutally honest, it is beautiful. It's weird. It's this weird paradigm. You hate it, but you love it. As I say, I never thought I'd be here today. I thought I was losing my mind. If any ascended masters out there losing their mind, losing their cool, losing their sense of reality, understand it's all good. It's all part of the process. You're finding what is behind that false sense of self, behind that false sense of reality. And it is far-reaching. It is far-reaching. Understand if you're getting feelings of intense anxiety, intense terror, it's because you're starting to feel the other side of you, the shadow part of you, the darker parts of you, and that is key. You must learn to transmute that energy. Try your best to sit with that energy, to be grounded with that energy, to be present with that energy. If you try to escape that energy, dismiss it, resist it, and therefore put your energy in, use that energy and externalize it into whatever you want, it won't change anything. It will just delay the inevitable. At some point you're gonna have to let go and surrender to all these things you're trying to do to escape the pain, and sit with it and transmute it. Transmute that pain, use that pain, channel that pain upwards, and it will destroy all the illusions. Because for sure that intense anxiety and that intense terror seems loud, it seems scary in your mind, it is. But when you really start to sit with it, and you really start to face it, and you really start to surrender to it, it quietens down real quick after a while, and you soon realise that it is just parts of you that are trying their best to get your attention. But we've been lost in the outside 3D world. We've been lost outside of ourselves. And this is just part of the ascension. This is just part of the process to the 5D energy, where it's all about creating unity of yourself. And these parts need to be heard, and it will be messy, for sure. It would be nice for this whole process to be perfect and to be aesthetically pleasing and beautiful and all pleasure and all joy, but it's not. It's messy. It's chaotic. It's mad. It's scary, but it's beautiful. It's part of the process. It's part of the experience. Do not deny yourself the experience of pain, of suffering. No, they are crucial to getting to know yourself, to love yourself. So yeah, these experiences are all totally normal. If anyone's going through these experiences, it'd be cool to hear what you're going through. It'd be cool to hear what other people are going through. I know everyone's got their own journey. But yeah, for me, pain was the key. Pain was the key. Once I accepted my pain and transmuted the energy and used the energy wisely, it was really transformative. So we out here approaching that 5D world, letting go of our pains, embracing every part of us, the good and the bad, the pleasurable and the unpleasurable, the beautiful and the ugly. The dark is as important as the light. We out here seeing the broader picture. We out here accepting every part of us. We out here accepting and integrating every part of us. We out here healing ourselves, loving ourselves, giving us the space and the time. We out here letting go of the pressures and the expectations of the ego that demand us to obtain success, to attain spiritual ascension. No, we out here surrendering. We out here letting go of expectations and pressures, and we remembering that we're not going backward, we're not going forward, and we are not failing, we're not succeeding. We are just present, and we are just on a ride. We are just on a ride. The ego is not in control. We're just on a crazy ride up in here, and we're just beginning. And I, for one, am excited. I cannot wait to reconnect with the other ascended masters out here, doing the work, going for the pain, going for the suffering, going for the ecstasy, going for the joy, going for every kind of emotion imaginable. We out here enjoying the love and the fear equally. Yes, we are. Yes, yes. We out here connecting in the astral world, whether we know it or whether we don't. We out here connecting every time we heal, every time we face our pains and transmute our pains into love. We out here getting closer and closer to ourselves, closer and closer to our soul families, closer and closer to our roles within the divine plan, closer and closer to the harvest, and closer to the event leading into the new world. Yes, yes, I am here, I am ready. Let's do this. And remember, it's all stress, no bless. See ya!